Meanwhile, there's some reports that say he could go out and declare victory as early as he can on Tuesday night. Of course, he will not have won, but he's going to go out and try to say it anyway.
We can assure you we're going to be doing coverage on Peacock, and we can assure you if Donald Trump goes out and declares victory, we will be there to say, don't take the feed.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
I'm really trying here to impress on everyone how big this is and how it's so game-changing and it's so massive. Because if we don't get this information out, they're never going to end the lockdown. It's a post-industrial world. They want to shut down civilization and starve everybody to death, but use a virus as the cover.
As of this morning, the 7-day average of coronavirus cases is now higher than 81,000. It has never been that high.
You know, we had the president's son saying, no, nobody's dying. I'd like him to go to 1,200 funerals a day. That's one every 2 minutes that happens now.
This is what Davos and the Club of Rome and Bill Gates have said over and over and over again. And just because you're not a psychotic maniac doesn't mean they aren't. Just like Trump tells you, the average FBI is great, people on top are bad. Average CIA is good people, people on top are bad.
Failure to denounce these groups in no uncertain terms has just fueled their rise. And unfortunately, I see very, similarities between what's happening here in this country and what happened in terms of the rise of Nazism in Germany for World War II.
Because the globalists have seized control of this country.
You know, in Germany, if you have a bad heart and you're ready to die, or if you have cancer and you're going to be dying soon, and you catch COVID, that happens, we mark it down to COVID. You know, our doctors get more money if somebody dies from COVID. You know that, right? I mean, our doctors are very smart people. So what they do is they say, I'm sorry, but, everybody dies of COVID. But in Germany and other places, if you have a heart attack or if you have cancer, you're terminally ill, you catch COVID, they say you died of cancer. You died of heart attack. With us, when in doubt, choose COVID. It's true.
It's the medical system's a global cult of its own with big pharma and its own world system. And that's how their world government is coming at us with their Great Reset. And now here's Time Magazine's cover, The Great Reset, a socialist world government collapsing things to build the new world. They're using this to paralyze us and say, it doesn't matter if millions die because of the lockdown. It doesn't matter if millions starve to death. If we save one life, it's worth it. It's about a power grab. So David Bowie back in 1999 said something I actually heard Joe Rogan say in 99, that the internet was balkanizing people into small camps, that it would kill television.
What is it specifically about the internet? I mean, anybody can say anything. And it all adds up to what? I mean, it seems to me there's nothing cohesive about it in the way that there was something cohesive about the youth revolution in music.
Oh, but absolutely. And because I think that we, at the time, up until at least the mid-70s, really felt that we were still living under the, in the guise of a single and absolute created society where there were known truths and known lies, and there was no kind of duplicity or pluralism about the things that we believed in. That started to break down rapidly in the 70s, and the idea of a duality in the way that we live. There are always 2, 3, 4, 5 sides to every question, that the singularity disappeared. And that, I believe, has produced such a medium as the internet, which absolutely establishes and shows us that we are living in total fragmentation. I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable.
But there he is in 1999 saying, we're creating an alien. The internet is an alien. Well, he was dialed in. It's called the Intergalactic Communication System, created by DARPA secretly in the 50s as an idea, deployed in the early 60s. By the 70s, they had it as an operational system, and it was meant to control people and to have us interface with machines in a neural, human, mechanical, electrochemical, fiber optic interface. Now it's easier than ever to have Banned.video on your iPhone. Simply go to Banned.video with your Safari browser. Then you click the share button at the bottom of the screen. When the menu comes up, you simply click Add to Home Screen. It will then ask you to name the app. I suggest Banned.video. You will now have Banned.video app on your home screen, despite the fact that Tim Cook tried to stop it. The globalists think you're lazy, but by taking a little bit of action, you can override them, have the app, and then tell others about it so they can get the app. So it's up to you whether you want to defy big tech and click the share buttons below on your email, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, however you want. Be sure and share Banned.video.
Cognitive dissonance is a major issue amongst the left. It can be very stressful dealing with facts you refuse to accept. If you have a family member suffering from this degenerative mental condition, buy them a bottle of Ultimate Fish Oil from InfoWarsStore.com. Studies have suggested that fish oils and fish oil supplementation can slightly lower blood pressure, decrease triglyceride levels, decrease the growth rate of plaque, and provide a soothing reduction in inflammatory responses in joints and the digestive system. Recent studies have suggested that high EPA and DHA fish oil can stimulate immune function by increasing the concentration and activity of immune cells. Get your Ultimate Fish Oil today.
There's a reason the globalists are fighting so hard to shut us down. They know the spirit of 1776. The spirit of the Renaissance shines brightly from InfoWars. That spirit of fighting evil is growing stronger, not weaker under attack, because your will is strong. And make no mistake, this is a war of wills. InfoWars' main mission is to expose the globalist blueprint, rally humanity, and stop them dead in their tracks. As modern Paul reveres, it's critical for all Americans to do their part in the animating contest of liberty to expose darkness and promote freedom and a pro-human future everywhere we go. The quickening is here. We are now entering the crossroads, and InfoWars is rising to the challenge. InfoWars and our dedicated, committed crew is fighting harder than ever. We live in the most historical times ever seen in the history of our species. Everyone can see it, they can feel it, they can taste it. But now, it's all going to the next level. Evil is rising, and to challenge it, good is rising as well. The fact that you're awake, the fact that you're involved, the fact that you're engaged, even in the smallest way, is giant. It's massive. It's consciousness. Now, as the year 2020 dawns, we must redouble our efforts like never before in the fight to bring down the deep state and defeat the globalist anti-human system. But the only way our information gets out is when you spread it and when you support it by funding our operations, which are your operations, at InfoWarsStore.com.